Shown currently ranking around 4th in Amazon Prime's top 10 US shows, Hazbin Hotel has been making quite the impact since its 4-year time gap from its pilot. And in today's video, we're going to discuss about the main critique of Hazbin Hotel, and whether or not it makes a show lovable or worth watching. And what is that main critique? Pacing. Now, let's discuss pacing. Pacing in shows are what gives the audience the ability to digest content, linger on it, and formulate an opinion. Otherwise, we run the risk of running a NASCAR race where we find ourselves at the end and confused as to which stance to take about a character or any of its conflicts. Now, I will admit on behalf of the other critiques going on around the show that the show does have some levels of fast pacing. I can see where the show can leave viewers feeling like they're being rushed to feel a certain way for a character. Examples of this are when Vaggie is singing her love for Charlie in episode 3, when we didn't have a lot of time to expand on that relationship, or when Lucifer feels a sense of relief and redemption at the end of episode 5 for making up with his daughter. Now, the question is, should we be able to feel or relate to the emotions they're expressing? Well, I'll tell you and say that yeah. You're still allowed to feel those feelings for those characters despite their brief introduction and or screen time. You may ask, but why should we care for characters we didn't really get to know that well? Well, let's answer that question. What exactly are you looking for when it comes to getting to know a character? Would it be nice to have a show where everyone has a picnic and you're able to go ahead and enjoy time with them? Sure. More lengthy episodes could establish more fundamental characteristics about a character we may otherwise not see in a short 8-episode span of this series. But I'd like to contest that it's not necessary. We don't have to fully understand every nuance of a character to get the feeling where they're coming from. Some people take some time to build connections with characters, and some people are able to connect right away, and that's perfectly okay. The show does a great job on quickly showing character traits even though some of them can be subtle, such as how Angel Dust can be seen caring for Nifty even before episode 6 where he's put on screen to have his characters evaluated by the other angels, or when Alistair uses video of all things to help advertise Hazbin Hotel and later goes full circle when he tells Mimsy to GTFO because she's causing a mess. This portrays Alistair as having some level of care for the project despite his constant showmanship where he says he only cares about the failures involved in the hotel's project. Brief underlying moments like these indicate for me quite a substantial information about a character. Angel cares about Nifty and can be seen to have a nurturing side despite his constant sense of bravado and libido. Alistair can be seen to be protective and a hint of selflessness when it comes to putting other things above his own desire of seeing carnage and failure. The show doesn't have a lot of time, but it sure does have a lot of quickly inserted details that can really help portray hidden traits of a character despite their general behavior, like Alistair's ego, Angel Dust's libido, Serpentius' scientific devotion, and Huss's alcohol problem. The show does actually a good job in quickly showing these other traits and giving the viewers some room to work with. So while we don't have the luxury for that stroll in the park, we're certainly given scenes to work with so we can establish where we stand. A moment of vulnerability can be worth a marathon of small talk when you just don't have enough time to fully or comprehensively understand a character. Now, that's all I really have to say about the pacing of characters. Now let's talk about the other elephant in the room. Plot. So the premise is pretty straightforward. We want a hotel that rehabilitates sinners and gets them to heaven. Honestly, there's obviously complications to that plan indicated in the show, such as some angels fully against the idea and even hiding it. And also, there's no confirmed set of rules that would allow anyone from hell to get to heaven. But honestly, I've greatly enjoyed how it's played out. A very character-driven story like Hazbin Hotel would not benefit from an overly convoluted plot. Granted, the premise can sometimes be seen getting undermined by the other subplots. The subplots add a variety to the world that gives us that breath of life in a series. Now, the pacing of the plot can be seen going at light years pace with how the most recent episodes indicated we only have 1 month before the next extermination. As you know, in the beginning of the series, we knew we had 6 months, as the time had been extended from, or rather, reduced by from a year. So I can see the complaints about it, but honestly, I'm glad we're moving forward. Shows can benefit from complex plots and need some time to explain or info dump what's going on. But honestly, with a premise like Hazbin Hotels, we don't need all that much time to get the gist of what's going on. We want sinners in heaven. Some angels don't help. Let's find other angels that can help. Oh no, we don't have much time. So let's make it happen. The overarching plot doesn't need that much explaining. So it wouldn't benefit from us having to go ahead and really draw things out for a plot that really doesn't need it. In conclusion, the show, in my opinion, has exceeded my expectations despite the change of cast. Sure, things are going fast, but that's just kind of life in general once you hit your 20s, or just in any other series that just doesn't need that much time to get its message across. The show is doing a phenomenal job with the time it's given, and I couldn't be happier when new episodes come out. So honestly, Hazbin Hotel is honestly an A+ show in my opinion, and it's impressive for what it does. So let's enjoy this gem that we probably won't see an equal to in years, and reminisce fondly about it once the show concludes. Well, everyone, that's all I had to say about Hazbin Hotel and the series. I just made this video because I felt there was a lot of criticisms going around about the show that really painted the show in an unfavorable light. And in all honesty, the show is great for the time it's been given and for the concepts it's trying to portray. And if you saw this video, I do apologize. There were spoilers, and I did warn you in the beginning, but even if you saw these spoilers, this is just very surface level stuff because the show has a lot of stuff compacted into its series. So still do check it out, okay? Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend.